subrosatea.com. In today's video, I'm going to tell you all about our Year of the Dragon Chinese New Year celebration tea collection. That's right, we've got a really delicious tea collection. We introduced it last year. Last year was the true Year of the Dragon when we introduced this. This is not the Year of the Dragon. I'm recording this live January 2025. It is actually the Year of the Snake, which I'll be honest, I am only a human. I can only do so much. I couldn't possibly come up with tea flavors that had anything to do with that. I just couldn't. But my customers begged me to bring these back. So I'm going to talk about these tea in today's video. Again, we are celebrating the Chinese New Year. Do you know anything about this? The Chinese New Year is something that is typically celebrated right around this time of year. It happens to fall for the lunar. It falls around that cycle, the new moon cycle. So the Lunar New Year this year starts on January 29th. So they call that the Spring Festival. That's what happens on January 29th. And then the celebration lasts through the Lantern Festival, which is February 12th. There's so many dates involved that I wanted to make sure I said those correctly. Hey there, Miss Jennifer. How are you? Friends, we're a really small company. We're based in Northern Ohio. We'll ship anywhere in the United States. If you're catching this on the replay, feel free to use the hashtag replay. You can shop as you normally would. We are live on our Facebook page, which is Sub Rosa Tea. We're live on our website, which is subrosatea.com. We have a page called Live Video Shopping. That's how you're going to see that people are watching live. You can also download our mobile shopping app. You just go to your favorite app store. Have you downloaded an app lately? It really is easy. But for us, you're going to do a search for Sub Rosa Tea, which is 3 words with 2 spaces in the middle. Sub Rosa Tea. It's free to download. The nice thing about the app, there are a lot of really fun features, but right now we have the capability of both. Whether you're on the mobile shopping app or on the website, you can set it up so you receive a notification when we're live. On the website, you're going to see our calendar when we project out what we're going to talk about next, so you can find that on the page. You can watch the replays on our website, on the mobile app, and on our YouTube channel. Holy cow, for a small company, we are trying to do it all. And like I said, we are bringing these teas back because of you, because of our customers. You've had them, you know they're delicious, you wanted to buy more. So that's why I am talking about the Year of the Dragon collection here. We've got 6 tea. We have an oolong tea. We don't always have oolong teas in our themed bundles. We have 3 green tea. I want you to try them all. And we have 2 that are caffeine free. So the interesting thing about the bundle is you're going to save money. Oh my gosh, the wrong thing is in the queue once again. I don't know why this keeps happening. This makes me so sad when this happens. The reason why I wanted to put the right thing in the queue is when you're watching live, it's kind of interactive with the videos. If you're watching on our website or on the mobile shopping app, when you are watching, the item that I'm going to be talking about is in the queue. Right now, I have like a welcome product that's in the queue, and I want you to be able to see that because if you download our mobile shopping app, I'm going to give you a new customer discount. I'm just feeling generous. Okay, did it come up? Can you see all those things? Oh, good. It is happening now. That makes me happy. Like I was saying, I'm going to talk about all 6 teas. They're available individually. We sell the individual tea in 3 sizes. The half-ounce size is going to make you 5 to 6 servings. The 2-ounce size here, friends, is our value size. It's going to make you 20 to 25 servings. And then the bulk size is 8 ounces. It'll make you about 100 servings. We also have this available as a bundle. So I'm going to cue back up to the bundle. So the bundle is available in both the Try Me size half-ounce and the value size 2-ounce. So the Chinese New Year, it has a theme, an animal theme. It rotates every 7 years. We are a really small company. I couldn't possibly imagine waiting 6 more years on the 7th year to bring back the Year of the Dragon tea. I just couldn't imagine doing that, especially when I have customers asking for these flavors. So Back into the queue we go, friends. The Chinese New Year tea. Okay, all of these teas are good hot or cold. I love a good fruit tea cold. I think they're fabulous. The tisanes are strong. They are very flavorful, full of antioxidants, vitamin C, which is so important this time of year. I don't know about you guys. Okay, where do you live? Is it cold? Is it just okay right now? I think almost everyone in the United States is having a bit of a cold snap. So I think a lot of you are thinking about warm tea. This is a great collection for that too. Funny thing, we have a lot of theme teas. We sell theme teas that are limited edition. They're only going to be around for a short period of time, like this one. We also sell collections that we sell all year, like a chai tea bundle. Everyone's heard of chai tea, an Earl Grey bundle, a chocolate lovers bundle. We have tea like that. But our most popular bundle right now is our tropical fruit bundle. That is so shocking. It's intriguing to me. I don't know why it's happening. I would love to hear. I would love to know, why are you guys buying all the tropical fruit right now? I guess you're in the mood. So the good thing is the dragon fruit is back. We've had this tea before. I know you're going to love it. And the interesting thing about this collection is most of them are teas that you probably haven't had necessarily before, especially if you're new to tea drinking or if you're new to Sub Rosa tea. So let's dive into them, shall we? Okay, first up, friends, is the oolong tea. This is our Chinese fortune cookie. Chinese fortune cookie. So we have another tea called fortune cookie, and it's completely caffeine free. This is the Chinese fortune cookie. This has more flavor notes. It also has caffeine. It also has tea in it. So this is an oolong-based tea. Oolongs are not as bitter as black teas. They're not as grassy as green teas can be. I would call them to be nice and smooth. If you have been to a restaurant and you have ordered iced tea, it's tea tasting tea. That's what oolong tastes like, tea tasting tea. We sell regular, plain, unflavored oolong. If that is exactly what you're looking for, I promise you'll be able to find it. It's with two O's, the oolong tea. This is the base that we've used for the Chinese fortune cookie. Oolong tea is grown in Taiwan, so definitely Asian grown. This tea has sweet almond and vanilla notes, but not too sweet. I would not call this a sweet tea. It's a flavored tea. It's delicious. This is one of those that is good hot or cold. I love oolong tea. It doesn't have as much caffeine as a black tea. Like I said, it's not as bitter or astringent as a black tea sometimes is. This is definitely nice, smooth, heaven. And I want you to try it the way it is. Do try it the way it is and set your timer when you steep it. It should be nice and smooth. This is a tea. I know you're thinking in your head, cookie. Probably should add some sugar to it, but I want you to taste it the way it is first. I think it is perfect. It doesn't need any sweetener. Your taste buds are different than mine. I respect that. You do you, no problem. But I really do think it's perfect. And I want you to taste all of those flavors individually. So if you find when you're steeping your tea that it is too strong, promise me you're going to remember how long you steeped it for and back that off at least 30 seconds the next time you make yourself a cup of tea. It should not be bitter. You shouldn't be compelled to add anything to it. It's just delicious tasting tea. Chinese fortune cookie, back again, almond and vanilla. Let's talk about the green teas next. Let's talk about the Dragon Well. Has anybody had Dragon Well other than the people who are returning who had it last year from us? Dragon Well, I talk about, we sell a lot of flavored tea here at Sub Rosa Tea. We are a gourmet tea company. That's what people turn to us for very specifically. But even if it's not based on, let's say, like a dessert or inspired by a dessert, something like that, I want the tea base to be complementary to any flavors that I add. And I also want you to be able to identify them. The thing about green teas specifically is there's a lot of them. Just because in videos you're going to hear me say, oh, this is the green tea base. Well, that doesn't always tell you a lot. There's a lot of different types of green tea. This is different. We all year sell a tea called Sencha. Sencha is a green tea base that I do use predominantly, not all the time, but I do use it a lot. And this is what Dragon Well looks like. Now, I know some of you are going to be watching with a friend or a spouse, and they're going to be like, oh my gosh, this girl is showing us grass. It might actually look like green grass from your lawn, but I promise you it is not. It is quite delicious. It is fresh and bright. There's so many different types of green tea. This is really fun, and I purposefully did not add anything to it. I want you to taste the way it does taste. You can buy it individually, but do splurge on the bundle. One, you're going to save money, and you get to try new things. So again, friends, the green tea here, light and fresh and bright. It should not taste vegetal to you. It should not taste grassy. That's not its intention. It is delicious with a meal. Dragon Well is not something I made up. It is actually the type of tea. It is the name of the type of tea that it is. It grows in Japan, very low in caffeine, 20 milligrams of caffeine per 8-ounce cup. This is absolutely heaven in the afternoon, right? You need just a little pick-me-up. It is delicious, hot or cold. If you do steep it hot, do make sure you use steaming water and not boiling. So nice, bright, smooth, and delicious. Next up, I want to talk about the Sleeping Dragon. Sleeping Dragon. This tea, again, friends, it's the type. It is the name of it. So we have two teas that look very similar, and they both look like this. This happens to be the pearls, but Sleeping Dragon looks like this as well. So I want you to see the difference. I'm sorry I don't have any Sencha right here in front of me. This is the Dragon Well, big leaves. This is the Sleeping Dragon, but the dragon pearls look like this too. And it is little tiny balls. Can you tell that in the camera? I hope it's picking it up. So it is a tiny, tiny little ball of green tea. When you steep it, the ball will unfurl like you are waking up the dragon. I know probably most of you haven't seen a real life dragon anytime recently, but I assure you the dragon sleeps in a little curlicue all wrapped up in a ball. And if you were to wake up that dragon, it would unfurl. Absolutely. So this is Sleeping Dragon. Now this taste is a little tiny bit, I would call it, of all the descriptive terms I could use to relay to you what this tastes like, I'm going to go with the word fruity, but it is absolutely not a fruit tea. It is just a descriptive term to say that it does have taste, and it is simply just not any of the other flavor notes. Jasmine is an absolute taste. The word smoky is a descriptive term. The word fruity is a descriptive term. Do you see what I'm saying? So nice and light. Again, one of those things, you gotta try it. Now's a great time. You might love it. Next up, friends, is our Dragon Pearls. And again, that's what this is here. Dragon Pearls. This is jasmine. So this is, we do not sell a lot of tea that have the jasmine flavor in it. So this is your time. Get it now. Stock up. Again, they are balls of tea that have the jasmine taste. So I know some of you love that. And here we are back again. Okay, the next tea, we're going to move into the caffeine-free teas. Our Dragon Fruit Delight is back again. Dragon Fruit Delight. This is the same recipe that it was before, because I know you guys love it. And dragon fruit is a tropical fruit, of course. And again, this is one of those things, I've had it. I do know what it tastes like, but it's hard to compare to anything else because it's its own fruit. It's like if you tried to tell someone what a pear tastes like, and you're like, well, it tastes like a pear. It is what it is, right? You got to try it for yourself. So even if you haven't had actual dragon fruit, I tell you, you're going to love this tea. The nice thing about this tea, your kids are going to love it too. It's tropical fruit. When you think about other tropical fruits that you probably more likely have had, especially if you don't live in a region where they're plentiful. I live in northern Ohio. That is not common to see a dragon fruit or tropical fruit at all in our grocery stores. It's not common. So all I was going to say is I think about pineapple. That's something that we've had my whole life in a grocery store, very common. Pineapple is very sweet. So I'd have to just say dragon fruit is in the sweet nature, comparable to fruits like that. But even when you think about apples, right, there's this huge range of apples. You can't just say, oh, this tastes like an apple. What are you talking about? There are apples that are so bitter and sour and apples that are so crazy sweet. It almost makes you pucker. They're so sweet. So dragon fruit, definitely a sweet tropical fruit. Definitely a must try. Next up, the next tea, friends, that we are returning, dragon roasted nuts. This is part of our Chinese New Year celebration collection, dragon roasted nuts. So we have used dragon fruit and we've added, so that's a nice fruity tisane, and added rooibos. Rooibos is known as the red tea. It's known to be good for headaches, inflammation, and insomnia. And this tea has nuts in it. So chestnuts, hazelnuts, the warm kind of nuts that is absolutely perfect with the dichotomy of a tropical fruit. It is delicious. I love it, especially in the evening. This tea is caffeine free. The dragon roasted nuts. There's no dragons harmed in this tea. I do hope that everyone understands that part. No dragons were harmed in the making of this tea. So I will say that this one is nice and fruity, but it's a good dessert tea. Think about it that way. If you've got a sweet tooth like I do, this time of night, woohoo, it is hard, right, to get through this time of night when you are craving something sweet. This tea is delicious. Do make sure you use boiling water on our tisanes. You can drink them cold, that's your choice. But the dragon roasted nuts, definitely, you got to try it at least one time hot. Delicious. So use boiling water, steep it at least 5 minutes. But you really don't need to set a timer. It can go 5, even 8 minutes. I like steeping it 8 minutes for 2 reasons. 8 minutes, I don't really have the patience to wait around for it, so I walk away. I'm doing whatever it is I was doing before I made myself a cup of tea. And then the timer goes off and the tea's ready. So that's perfect. But it's also the best temperature then. There's something about the time it takes for the tea to cool from boiling down to whatever it is my taste buds enjoy. It is absolutely perfect at 8 minutes. So that's what I always do. Next Sunday, can you imagine, friends? We're already back to our Valentine's Day collection. This year, we are once again elevating our Valentine's Day, elevating our breakfast in bed collection. 6 delicious teas. I know you're going to love them. I'm live every Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern. But if you're watching live, promise me you'll mark it down. I won't be live during the Super Bowl. There are way too many people watching football on that night. So I'm not going to do, I won't be live during the Super Bowl, but every other Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Miss Janet just joined us. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. She just said she needs some dessert tea. Trust me, both this tea, the dragon roasted nuts that I just talked about, delicious as dessert tea, but in next week's collection, also some very, very good dessert teas, definitely going to satisfy your sweet tooth and your taste buds. Friends, I want to say thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate your time. This collection, the Chinese New Year Celebration Collection, is available on our website and on our mobile shopping app on the limited edition page. If you're looking for other collections that we sell all year, they can be found on a page called Bundles and Gift Sets. Thank you so much for your time, and no matter what you do with the rest of your day, I hope you have yourself a cup of tea, and take care of you. Bye-bye, friends.